broadcast. I'm Todd, DigginLife21, and today we are just taking our tractor, dropping it off at the yard, and then we're going to run up to my buddy Clay's, pick up his 55 Yanmar excavator. We've got to haul it down to Lake James, North Carolina. Brandon's going to be doing that tomorrow, and I'm sure he's going to be thrilled to do that because he said he has had his fill of that mulcher after last week. He put in over 40 hours, I think, sitting in that excavator, mowing roadsides at our subdivision that we do every year about this time. He did a fantastic job. Next year, I'll probably swap out with him. So Brandon, you won't have to do it all by yourself again, more than likely. It's gonna be, I'll probably try to take day on, day off with him because it is boring. It's boring as heck, but it was a great opportunity for him to just do repetitious movements of the excavator and get used to controlling it, and it bored the heck out of him, and I could tell it was boring him. He's ready to get out of it, but that was good to me. That's a good sign, because when it gets boring, it means that you got good at it, that it's not surprising you, you're getting comfortable with it. So that's good. We feel good about that. If I get injured or sick, I know that he can handle any job as far as mulching goes. I believe he's getting more comfortable on slopes with it. It's just like the first time you run anything, you don't know how steep a ground you can traverse before it turns over with you. So he's getting really comfortable, really proficient, and things are moving right along with that. We've got a ton of work this week. We've got, well, like I say, tomorrow he's going to be hauling the excavator. At some point we get to go visit everything attachments. I hope to get to meet the main man there. If not, it's okay. But we have ordered an 8-foot box blade, and I'm super stoked about that because with this tractor, it having ag tires, it's hard when you're finishing up grading a driveway to get the tread marks out of the road bond and get it really, really smooth when your box blade is the same width as you are. So I went ahead and bit the bullet and ordered the 8-foot, which was a little over $2,000. But that's going to be a really good investment. I've also contacted Asheville Kubota about, they've got kits called the top and tilt kit. I've already got the top link, the hydraulic top link, so we don't have to get off and on the tractor to adjust that, but we are still having to get out to adjust the link that tilts the box blade, you know, up and down on the right side. I'm not trying to turn it into a bulldozer. There's going to be no replacement for a bulldozer, but for a poor boy like me, it's as close as I can afford right now. So that's probably going to be an investment that we make really soon. Sorry, I lost the little nut that goes on the mount for the GoPro. That is going to be one investment that I'm excited about. We're also looking at possibly purchasing a rototilt. Let's see, what is it? It's a rototilt quick coupler for the excavator. I'm kind of torn because we are going to be upgrading excavators. I think probably not before too long. We got about 2 years before the excavator we have is paid off, and it's a great machine, but it's one of those you've got to kind of plan and, you know, pick your battles as far as they're doing some work right there. You know, when you're a growing business, you have to think out every purchase. Just to put that tilt link on the tractor, they quoted me at $1,400. If you guys really saw when I'm grading the driveway how much I get off and on the tractor to adjust that link, to adjust the tilt of the road or to adjust the crown of the road, you would see how much time goes into it. It's going to be awesome to be able to just cruise along at a steady idle pace and fine-tune that tilt. It's going to make the roads we build better and more efficient. If we can be more efficient, our prices can be more affordable for the customer. And if we can be more affordable, we're going to book out farther and farther. With efficiency, we're going to be able to crank out more jobs, which is exciting now that we have Brandon on. And frankly, the more efficient that we can be and more efficient he can be, the easier it is to give raises and bonuses for jobs. So that's an exciting thing for me. I told Kelly yesterday that, you know, with Brandon being an employee, I want to treat him as good as I always felt like I should be treated as an employee. He's a hard worker. He's really focused. I can tell that he really pays attention when I'm talking to him. And, you know, he's a worker that deserves to be treated well. And we're going to try to treat him well as long as, you know, he's putting out that same effort. And he's been with us for over a month. And a lot of guys, you know, I've never had an employee, but I know from working with people that after a couple of weeks, they put everything they got into a job until they feel like they're secure, and then they slack off. And they get slow, or their work, the quality of their work falls off. And I haven't seen that in him. So it's going to be a good thing for the company and the workers, which is me and Brandon. It's going to be good investments. But I would love to have, you know, a tilt grading bucket or a roto tilt, which not only you can tilt the bucket, but you can rotate it. And I'm not going to get the one with the 2 cylinders. I'm going to get one that you can rotate the grading bucket, or not rotate, but tilt it 180 degrees. Some of them you only get, like, they say 90, but it's really 45. And around here in the mountains, a lot of times we need more than that. So to not be able to do everything we need to do, it's not worth making that investment. We're almost to the yard. We're going to drop this tractor off, and then we're going to cruise on up to Clay's and get his excavator picked up. One thing you can't be successful and do is live in fear of failure. You got to just go into it, make your decisions, try, give it a shot. And if you fail, so what? Move on. I've got a viewer right now that I'm actually sending just a little bit of work to. His name is James. We won't say his last name, but you know, of all people, his family gave him some pushback. James, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind me throwing this out there, but there's a lot of people sharing your experience. And your family will think they're protecting you. They will be like, even if they've experienced it, even if they have been in grading excavation, they're like, oh, you're going into a terrible business. You'll never make it as a small business. You can't make it just running one guy. Well, guess what? I've done it for 12 years, I think. Just me before I hired an employee. You can do it. You can be successful in this business. Just because your friends or your family say, don't do it, just keep doing what you're doing, you're in a great job, going to do excavation and grading on a small scale or even a big scale is a mistake. That may be true. It may happen. It may happen to you, it may happen to me, but don't not try. If it's something you want to do, you know, if you don't try, and you just go out here and do this thing, then you're always going to wonder what would have happened. Okay, you try it and you fail. At least you know that you tried it, you had a good time trying it, and you moved on. Or you look back in 30 or 40 years and you look at the company you built. or all the work you did, the retaining walls you built that are still standing, that are going to still be standing after you're dead and gone. You left your mark on the earth. So to me, that's its reward. I've got retaining walls that I know, well, even if they fall over in the creek, part of it's still going to be there. The riprap I put is still going to be there. Leave your mark on the earth. Try it. What you got to lose? Your house? You didn't always have that and you were alive and survived. So you lose your house. Get another one. Your car? You can get another car. You're afraid your wife is going to leave you if you fail and lose your, lose the house, the money. Or your husband, he leaves you. Well, guess what? You didn't have a husband or a wife. You had somebody riding your short tails. Kelly supports me and this business. She's become a big part of this business. And whether it succeeds or it fails, and I have failed, I've lost money on jobs. She was supportive. She's never made me feel bad if a job didn't go right or if it didn't go perfectly. She's never made me feel like less of a person. That is the definition of a wife. That's the definition of a best friend. And if that's your concern for not trying any business, whether it's this, accounting, going off to be a police officer, whatever, it don't matter. Whatever you want to be, if that person in your life isn't going to support you through the ups and downs, you're with the wrong person. Go haul an excavator. Just got the tractor offloaded and we're just going to go about 20 minutes from here, get our excavator picked up, bring it back here to the yard to stage it. That way in the morning Brandon can just come here instead of having to go way up on this mountain, up this curvy road, and maybe have a little bit of a tough time with Monday morning cars coming and going. There's not a whole lot of houses up in where we're going, but there is a few, and believe me, I've met the cars, and it's a one-lane little mountain road, and you could back out if you were good at backing a trailer up, or they have to back up. It's just easier to do it on a Sunday. We'll just take a Sunday evening stroll. I love this stuff. If you think you would enjoy this job, you probably will. There are stressful times. It's not always easy getting the trucks in and out where you need to be. The access to the job's not always easy. There are aggravating times. I'm sure Brandon learned that last week when he got his fill of doing the forestry mulching. But for the most part, that's my job. I run the equipment, and his primary job is driving. But in a small business like this, everybody's got to be able to do just about everything. Give a shout out to Dominique, the dump truck driver. Check her channel out, go back and watch some of her previous videos. She does some cool stuff. She's very matter of fact about the job. She's fun to watch. She just went on maternity leave. So Dominique, if you're watching this, congratulations. I'm sure trucking's not easy when you're not pregnant. I can imagine what it's like when you're 9 months along. So congratulations, enjoy some time at home with the kids, and we'll see you when you get back to the channel. I'm sure she'll be making some videos all along and picking things up. Couple more shout outs, and I'll shut up talking quite so much, but I talked on the phone with Brandon over to Lead Earthworks the other day, and Had a really good conversation with him. It's always fun to talk to him because he's exactly like he is on camera. He's not putting a front up, he's not over exaggerating. He is who he is, and he makes some really good videos. So if for some reason you're not already a viewer and subscribed to him, head over to his channel, Elite Earthworks, I believe it's LLC, and get some good video watching in there. And as always, we give Dirt Boss, I believe it's Dirt Boss Masonry and Excavating. He makes some really fun videos. He works primarily by himself when he's making his videos. He's got some larger equipment than me and Brandon. Me and Brandon are in the like 20,000 pound and under range for equipment. Dirt Boss does everything. He is a wealth of knowledge, and while his channel's entertaining, there's a lot to be learned there. So if you're looking to get in to especially excavating and like site work and site preparation, check his channel out. You'll really enjoy it. I'm sure you'll enjoy either one of those better than mine, but I like to think of my channel as a good gap filler for the guys who are more experienced and make really, really good videos. I'm getting better, but you know, you guys just bear with me. We have some fun on here anyway. If I was to set out to teach you guys everything I know, it would not take long, believe me. Get into this stuff and have fun with it. That's the way I see it. We make a decent living. It's not bad. I think me and Brandon have a pretty good time. Even when we're not having a good time, it's hot, and we're doing something we don't like, I like to think we find time to have a good laugh. That's what it's about. Up the mountain we go, folks. Now I'm going to turn you guys just to give you kind of an idea of what driving and trucking in the mountains is like. It's really not that bad, especially in one of these little single axles. But it can get really curvy really quick. It's always a good idea, I think, to, if it's close by, just take your pickup truck or your car and ride up to where you're going to be going first. I've been up here many times. I've delivered gravel up this road. I have hauled clays, excavator multiple times out of here. It's always nice when somebody slows down to give you a little bit of room. I don't know if you guys will be able to see real good in that hood mirror how that trailer off tracks. Like I say, this truck is probably, I've got a 9-foot bed, so probably about 15 feet long, and the trailer itself is a 25-foot trailer. They did our services up here mowing this mountain laurel back. I'll post on the screen where you guys can skip to if you don't want to just enjoy this little ride alone. Sorry about the tripod bouncing around. Let's see if I can get y'all adjusted here. That's a little bit better. I want to skin her back. It gets a little bit tighter once we get on this little road over here. And now I'm not going to template just because, like out there where Chris Ginn's is, you know, flatter country out towards the coast of North Carolina, trucking is not easy. It don't matter where you go. Trucking has its difficulties in every single region. I think it's harder driving in New York and New Jersey than it is getting around these mountain roads. Luckily, most of the time in these mountain roads, they've been built for log trucks. This road's paved a good portion of the way. Fan is kicked on, it's getting a little bit warm. I'm gonna turn my air conditioning on. I know it's noisy, but it's kind of hot in here. Especially when that engine starts getting hot. The engine on this truck's kind of set back halfway into the cab here, so it gets a bit warm. See, people have placed these rocks here to keep trucks out of their ditch. Guess what? I'm going to take them out. I hate to tell them, but I'm not dropping that trailer off the shoulder. If you do that, it's just like an anchor, and it's going to drag you off the mountain with you. I just stay the course. Here. There's two of them. I thought my fan would pull the engine speed down a little bit better than that. And when you come up on a switchback curve like this and you're empty, even if it's paved, you can spin out. So, what I do is, oh boy. Come on, turn back up. Oh Lord. Well, I was going to let her come on, but we're going to go for it. Let her to the floor, don't let out of it, folks. See, we're crow hopping right now. If you get scared, just don't look back. Sorry I'm rocking y'all all over the place. This is the reality of trekking in the mountains. This is a good road. It's just, you spin out, you're spun out. If you start feeling crow hopping on a back road, just let out the fuel a little bit. That'll reduce the torque to the drive tires. Most of the time, especially on a good road like this, you can, you'll regain traction really quick. And when you get to a flat section like this, get back in the fuel, roll on it. Get your speed up, that way if you start spinning out again, you can start easing out of the fuel and work your way up. Now here's where it gets a bit burning. You'd think I could catch deer today. Yeah, boy. That's easy. This road's got gravel on it. Imagine if it didn't. They'd really be having to drop gears. We've reached the top of the mountain. Stayed hot the whole way up through there, but he pulled it. Let's see if our little excavator sitting there. Yeah, boy! Old Clay got it up to us with our little bag of sand. Sorry, Wilbur, I cut it too short, didn't I, buddy? Alright, we'll put you guys outside the truck and get this thing loaded up. deal is, that's called Sunday. I don't used to work on Sundays anymore. Whew. Let's go. Back down the mountain we go. There. Got a little bit of load on here with this little guy. Until this road's getting ready to need some gravel. Put her in low gear. We'll just ease down through here. Oh! Darn tripod is about to give up on me. There we go. We're going to run this excavator back down to the yard where we just dropped the tractor off. And I'm going to leave it. Brandon can run the excavator with this truck tomorrow, or he can unhook and use his truck. Totally his pick. That's me, I just leave it hooked up to this one, but he definitely likes driving the newer truck better. And I like driving this one better. Honest to goodness, this is a 1985 Ford L9000 little dump truck. Let's get a little bit lower gear before we get going down through here. And he drives the 2019 Ford F750. It just depends on what you like, I guess. Now, I will tell you, this truck, I had them put a switch in, so I can turn the fan on. You might be able to hear it here. And that actually helps hold the engine back a little bit. Nothing like an engine brake, certainly, or an exhaust brake. But every little bit does help get the braking pressure tripod. It's steep going out there and it will keep falling over. I'll just check in when we get to the yard. How about that? Well, I guess I will unhook from the trailer. Otherwise, I ain't getting home. There we go. Those two buckets, bag of sand, and a 12,000 pound machine. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to crank this thing very easy. I've done it with my machine on here, but not very well. Oh, that's lifting up pretty good. Once we get the weight off the truck though, and the springs aren't helping us, that's when it gets tough. Just to hump into it and get it over with. Oh Lord. You're welcome, Brandon. At least you get to drop it and not pick it up. Come on, baby. There's weight
breath.